What's up, y'all? This is Wazeer. This is the second installment of the Wazeer Show. It's good to see all my viewers. Hope y'all enjoyed the first episode. And we're here to do it again. Today, we're not gonna be showing so many music videos, but we're gonna get into one of the artists you guys seen last episode, the Oddities. Man, I got so much feedback from these guys' video that I had to bring them on the show to interview them. So here it is right here. I got to hang out with the Oddities. Let's see what they have to offer. Wazeer.
Muhammad Aliyu. This is
No leader of the Oddities, and we are the Oddities.
Yeah, that's what it is. We do great music. We out here trying to just, get people to know us, get people to see what we do, and hopefully everybody likes it. It's something special, I can tell you that, It's been a long time coming. When did we meet, man? It's been
about a good 6 years now, man. This project, the first album's been in the works for about a good 6 years.
Yeah.
So, we spent a lot of time, marinate. We spent our time marinating on it, I guess you could say. Just kind of sitting on it, reproducing tracks, going back and redoing them. Just trying to make sure everything comes out just perfect.
Between working a 9 to 5, we've just been recording and getting together whenever,
All right. And one thing I like about y'all is y'all names. It's a very unique name. Can y'all touch on that a little bit? How did y'all come up with the name, the Oddities?
The Oddities. Okay, so the Oddities was initially my concept for a name. To tell you the truth, I didn't listen to hip hop, growing up probably until like I was 10 or 11, right? So I grew up listening, mainly house, techno, Daft Punk, that kind of stuff. And so the first hip hop band act I really got into was Outkast. And it just resonated with me. I was an introvert. Even as a kid, I was an introvert, so most rap didn't really strike me. I heard Outkast and I heard Elevators. And it was just the whole concept, the song, in duplication with the name Outkast. All of the connotation and denotation that was tied in with that is kind of what struck me. And so when I was thinking about a name for the band, and after we had already had 4 or 5 songs recorded, and we knew what direction it was basically going in, which is something, that...
I dig the name. Like, when he shot it to me, and I was like, man, we need to come up with a name. He was just like, man, waited a couple days, was both brainstorming on different things. I threw some stuff at him, he threw some stuff at me.
Yeah, we had a couple of concepts besides the Oddities, but the Oddities, I think, encapsulated... I think it gives the audience the best idea of, what to expect.
And the crazy thing about it is, I can actually say that, I am an oddity, deep down. I've always been a little standoffish, a little different, looked at as.
That's what it's about, man. And there's plenty of oddities out there, man. I'm an oddity myself, I'm sure. Wazeer, you're an oddity, man. We don't stick to the typical norms of society. So it's just that movement. It's not oddity is not so much a name of a band as it is a mental movement, more or less.
Wow.
Everybody can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody can be an oddity, man.
I see all this potential, and I see it squandered. God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need. We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place.
A lot of people say I do, but a lot of people won't do shit. A lot of people won't do mine. A lot of things happen, but the world won't quit, no. But the world these days got a nigga tripping and missing the world these days. Reminiscing and thinking of ancient days. Shit, what about the good old days? Did you ever think, would you ever think evolution would rock this way? Rock this way, rock this way. Listen now, did you ever think, would you ever think evolution would rock this way? Way. It's been a rocky road for him, something over them I can't explain it. I took control of them, left to stand and I can't sustain it. So hard to clean because they're looking over them, looking over these puppets. Camera filming their lifestyle, can't believe what they write down, can't conceive what they preach now. So sometimes they say some things, sometimes they say some things, some things, some things. Turn around and do some things, turn around and do some things, some things, some things. Listen now, did you ever think, would you ever think evolution would rock this way? never giving up. I ain't living that life they live. I ain't selling my soul for fame. I ain't telling no lies to kick it. What I really wanna know is, well, lie about it, just be about it. Instead, you gotta be there on the bush, lead a brother on, turn around and talk about him, huh? Let me kill that noise. Don't think no way, no how. Some things they say so foul. They hate just right on time, so make a nigga wanna do some things. Make a teacher wanna teach what's real. They call that scrutiny, but truthfully, had to break the seal. If you take what's yours, I'ma take what's mine. In due time we shall find. Yo, peace beyond these walls, where the sun is always shine, and the rain will always fall. In the springtime we shall grow, surviving through these times. No break, no time for you. No break, don't stop, just move. We break, we stop, we lose, huh? Yeah, and that's mentality. Hope you ain't mad at me. My hopes, my dreams, my thoughts, my pain, my love. That's a reality. That's a reality. Finally, that's a reality. Finally, that's a reality. That's a reality. Finally, yeah.
Okay, so within the group, what are your roles? Like, what do each of you bring to the table that makes this group so dynamic?
I would give them a great example, man.
Go for it.
And we talk about this a lot.
Yeah, we do. We do discuss this a bit.
Nars Barkley. I mean, that's a great example. You got, what's his name, CeeLo?
Yeah, CeeLo Green, and you have Danger Mouse, which is kind of that's kind of too high of a standard for me. I feel like that's giving me a little bit too much credit right there to compare myself to Danger Mouse. But yeah, CeeLo Green and Danger Mouse. Basically, I'm the musical magician behind the keyboards. I orchestrate all of the takes, all the vocals, all the instrumentals are completely, 100% original. There's no samples, no nothing like that. Well, unless you count 808s, drums and stuff to be samples, which they are. But besides that, I do all the musical processing, most of the melody work. Well, a lot, and that's the interesting dynamic of it. Is a lot of the stuff that we do when it comes to the harmonies past the music, like past the original instrumental, we just sit down in the studio together, and so. The vocals is more or less, whether you're hearing him or you're hearing me, it's more or less a combination of two people's ideas of what the track should sound like. I'm mainly over the actual production of the music, I guess you could say, though. But when it comes to the actual, presentation, the voice, that's like a dual thing. Even though I'll definitely give him more credit, because I don't spit anymore. That's not something that's really in my forte. So. And
maybe on the next album we'll get you more.
Maybe so on the next album. We'll have to see. We will have to see.
All I can say is, when I first met this cat, you know what I mean. It was in Pasadena, and our boys, chilling. I actually went with a friend of mine, Articelli, and she took me to a gentleman's house, and we kind of kicked it, a little kickback or whatever. And I met Eastpree. And it was just like, hey, I got beats, I do beats. Initially, I went there to actually record with old boy. He had a little studio set up, so just a little freelance, get out there and just do a little music. Network, and end up running into this cat. And he let me hear a couple of beats, and I was just like, shit, those are dope, man.
It's been popping ever since, man.
It's like, that shit is dope. And I kind of slept on it, listened to it, overnight. And, after a while, we still, communicated and linked up and end up writing, I don't know, when did we get together and actually record, the first track? I can't remember.
2011.
Yeah, but...
Before that, we had some, we had some super rough recordings before that, but the first time we got an actual studio and recorded, it was 2011.
Okay.
And that's when we did 19 going on 51 and Warp Speed.
Warp Speed. And that's actually, Warp Speed is a dope track, man. When I heard that beat, I was just like, wow, it put me in a place where I just felt like, shit.
Actually, can we get to that right now?
No, it put me in a dark place. The beat is, very weary, you know what I mean? It has that nice, mind-blowing, real settled, feng shui. It got that nice little feeling to it. When you hear it, it's just like, okay, you go into a trance when you hear this shit. It's dope. It's dope.
Appreciate that. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. And I see you guys mention Nas, Brock Barkley, y'all mentioned Outkast, you know what I mean? So who do the Oddities see is like somebody who you guys want to be, not like, but at their level or make the same impact as these type of people? Like, do you have a list of people you idolize in that way?
I idolize a lot of people, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a lot of people. I mean, I stem from the world, from the earth, you know what I mean? Whoever can put out a little melody that can actually stimulate me, you know what I mean? I get a little vibe from it. You know, I'm very observant. So just to give you an example, what's an artist that I really, really like that I could say I can listen to all the time?
Now, I know personally for me, it would have to be, if we're talking about strictly, you know, making the same amount of impact on the industry, you know, as an artist has, I would have to say Radiohead. Definitely
Okay.
probably the number one. If we're talking about more...
You put me on them.
Yeah, I had to, bro. How can I not?
I never heard of Radiohead, man. I mean, a lot of the people that he put me on, and I could say, man, he really kind of like, you know, opened up my musical, what you could say, Forte talents. He just opened up a can of whoop ass, man. And I was just like, when I heard this, I was like, okay, hey, we're gonna take off.
You know how it is, Wazeer. You gotta spread the knowledge, man. You can't just keep it inside. You can't consolidate.
We're gonna take off, man. I mean,
yeah, definitely. I would say Radiohead, just their sheer impact and how long they've been in the game. You know, 2 decades, making you know, over like 12 studio albums, and each one sounds completely different than the last. And so they pick up a lot of fans in the process, and they lose a lot of fans in the process of changing up the style. But it's just like in the essence of originality. Is, you know, is what they're chasing and what they're going after.
Yeah.
And
on that point of originality, when you look at hip hop right now, you know, popular hip hop, how it is, mainstream, if you will.
Yeah.
Do you think there's too much like biting and copying and duplication going on, or do you think?
Well, I mean, that's been going on for years, man. And I hate when artists come out and they're like, oh, you know, I created this. This is me. You know what I mean? And we
yeah.
You got to look at it from the beginning, man. And from mankind, you know, a standpoint from that, you know, we've all learned things from each other. It's no getting away from that. So when you say, oh, I created this, you know what I mean? This is mine. I own this. Yeah, it is yours. But everybody has a mentor. Everybody has somebody that they look up to.
Right.
You know, in my man's Bob Marley's words, man, you know, the biggest man now was a baby at one time. You know what I mean? And that's something that really stuck to me. The biggest man was a baby. You know what I mean? So that person, that baby, you know, as innocent as it could be, started learning since it came out the womb. So how can that baby say, hey, I created this? Like you just woke up and just, you know, no, it doesn't work like that. Now you gotta get something from somebody. Even yourself, Wazeer, I'm sure you admired somebody in your lifetime, you know, that, you know, really got you. And they could have did something totally different from what you're doing now, but it stemmed you. You know, you plant that seed and something will grow, and that's what happened, however you look at it. But yeah. On that note, I mean, I took you guys a little far, but, you know, I get real deep in that shit, you know.
So I guess in short, yes. would be the answer. Yes, people.
Yeah, I get real deep on that man.
Too much nowadays.
Y'all really intelligent, though. Just off this conversation and the songs I've heard, it seems like you guys have something to say. It seems like you wanna bring a certain idea into people's minds.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the fact I appreciate you know, cognitive enough to pick that up, because that's the thing. It's like we wanted to make an album that was conscious. We wanted to make an album that we, you know, would pick up with people that had the same mindset we did, but we didn't want to do it overtly. We didn't want to do it in a way, you know, say like how. Not to knock on, you know, Lupe Fiasco, like all dude, like gotta give.
You gotta give shout outs to him, man. I with Lupe, man.
Yeah, I mean he opened up the lane for artistic hip hop in the 2000s. He really did.
Yeah.
But like not trying to be as overt as Dumb It Down was, or, you know, something like that. Just like, you know, this is what I'm saying, and this is super blatant. You know, this is the point I'm trying to get at. We wanted to try to do it more of a covert, you know, sort of way to kind of still appeal to the masses, but yet just go over their head just enough to actually reach the people that we want to reach and have them, like, show them what they're mainly what they're missing. Because at this point, to kind of reach back to your other question, I do feel like there's a lot emulation in the game right now. And not to say the emulation is a bad thing. Like I said, when I first started producing, copying Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo instrumentals, just trying to emulate them, reproduce them, you know? And so there's nothing wrong with emulation. You know, emulation stimulates talent, stimulates your skill. But where the problem comes in at is when you stick with that and you make that your character. You can't emulate another character and try to become that character. And I think we do see a lot of that nowadays.
No, it's there. It's there.
It's definitely there.
And it's in one of our tracks. We actually kind of explain a little bit. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That Bar Marley.
Don't name it.
Don't tell them anything. Let them find it. I'm gonna let you guys find it. But we kind of talked about it a little bit. You can copy a lot of shit. You know what I mean? You can copy a lot. But at the end of the day, you know, can you get the feel of that? You know what I mean? Can you actually say you got that feel down where people, you know, you get that feeling sensation in your skin when you hear somebody and you hear an artist, that tingling, that's when you know something's the truth. When you feel that, when you get that little feeling, you know what I mean? Your body takes a whole different notion, man.
It responds naturally, man.
Oh, it does.
It knows. It knows when it feels good vibes, man. That's all it comes down to is vibes. It's all vibes, man.
It's all vibes.
And doing music like this, a lot of people say that there's a certain force behind the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think one question, do you guys have a deal? Are you signed to anybody or an independent? What's your situation right now?
Willfully independent at the moment. Strictly for the reason that we want to keep total creative control. We've had, you know, I think I discussed with you a deal that I'm not gonna name the company, but we were in the works with before, kind of got rid of that one. Had a couple other offers, and no, haven't really grabbed on anything yet. At least, we wanted to at least drop the first album, you know, complete control. Complete creative
Let it do
control.
its thing, let it touch the people, and let the people decide whether they want to hear more of it. You know what I mean?
Because, yeah, definitely.
And that's what it is. I mean,
and let that be the driving force. Because I mean, to reach back to what you were saying before, I do feel like there's a heavy hand in the industry nowadays, you know, pushing a certain dynamic on hip hop of, you know, what direction they want it to go, or, you know, we want more of this type of artist out there, so we need to get signed these type. We want more of this type of artist. So I personally felt like if we came out and just, you know, presented ourselves as who we were, the Oddities, like. We don't expect to be accepted by everybody. Like, not everybody's gonna feel this. So if we come out and just present it as that and work from that basis, you know, then possibly maybe one day we can work out a deal with the major label or something. But yeah, definitely wasn't about to be shoehorned into a position. Yeah. You know how that goes. We've had some major artists come out of Houston recently that's happened to. Sadly, but it's the truth, man. So yeah, that was mainly the standpoint we took.
Our object is really not to make mistakes, and we're gonna take it easy and let this play out naturally. And, you know, God willing, if it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be. People love it. I mean, we haven't gotten any negative feedback or anything like that from what we've been doing. But
Houston's been liking it, which has been surprising. Which has been really surprising.
You know, from family members to friends, and, you know, just people that, you know, that know each other, you know, just pass along the music. No negative feedback, man. It's been real. I mean, and that gears me to keep going. It makes me want to do more, regardless of the fact I'm gonna keep doing it. But it kind of encourages me. You know what I mean? When people actually can say, "Hey, I like this song, man. It's dope." You know. Like, I'm glad you feel that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the next couple of years and into the distant future, what is the overall goal and plan of the Oddities? Like, what's coming next, and where is that going to lead to ultimately?
This is going to be a continuation, man. We're dropping the Feel. It's going to be out by the end of the summer. So it gives us, let's see, what? Given that today is the 17th of August, is it?
I think today's the 17th. I don't know.
Given the air date, regardless of air date, 17th of August, a week from now, you can hold no leader to his word. The album will be out. That'll be the first album called The Feel. That'll be the launch point. After that, just seeing what doors open, seeing what windows open, and crawling in where we can, and just continue on, man, making good music that is us and not being guided, by some kind of other hand saying, this is the direction you need to go, or this is the direction you need to go. So,
yeah. Just want to get like a fan base built,
and
we can do what we want to do after that,
That's the thing. It's like, really, who knows? Because what I was going to mention before, and the reason why I was mentioning how I was kind of taken aback at how well Houston has been recepting it, is that before we really just, like, the past couple of weeks have gotten into the mode of, promoting and, like, actually trying to put the music out there. And before that, man, all of our hits and all of our fans are coming from overseas. Like, I work with a couple of artists right now, and one of them you'll hear on the album, as a matter of fact. Big shout outs to Talita Diaz.
Good luck, man. We love you, man.
Dreamscape is the track you want to look out for if you want to check out some of her music. She's a really good artist, local underground Brazil. Don't ask me the locale. I couldn't tell you. But it's been mainly from places like that. We've been getting a lot of love from South America, Germany, Australia, places like that, and not so much from Houston up until recently. So it's been it's been a good little surprise, man, to get the support from hometown.
Yeah, it is, and like we said before, oddities are everywhere, man.
Yeah.
From city to city, you know what I mean? From the trenches in Congo, whatever. The oddities are everywhere, man. They're everywhere, and the music's gonna speak for itself. It's gonna get out there, and all we're really trying to do is just push it, leak it, let people hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let them find themselves, and feel the vibe.
All right. Well, it was good talking to y'all. It was a great interview.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it for having us, man.
Yeah, definitely. Good look.
Y'all are dope. So just give some last words. Basically tell them where to find y'all and things like that. And
I'm gonna let my man do it. You got it all, man.
Yeah.
You tell him where we at, man, and I vouch. I vouch.
All right, No Leader from the Oddities signing off here. To catch up with the music, you can always follow us at youtube.com /The Oddities. Also, you can find us on, I believe, facebook.com /The Oddities as well. Hope to see you there.
hey, we back, man. God, those dudes are like brilliant, man. Super dope artists. I love everything they said. I hope you guys tuned in and caught all that information and really got a feel for who they are. So I want y'all to go check them out. Head to their Twitters, their Instagrams, everything. Keep up with the movement. It's the Oddities, you know what I mean? So thanks for watching. This is another installment. Don't forget to go to iTunes and get my project, My Way, and my other one, The Night. You know what I mean? So y'all check that out. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. Thank you.